Plaintiff Chanel Roberts says soon after she started dating the defendant, she caught him texting other women, so she broke things off. Chanel is suing her ex for a birthday gift and emotional distress. Defendant Vincent Mitchell says Chanel is extremely controlling, and even if he missed one call from her, there was hell to pay. Vincent's countersuing because he claims while on a trip to Las Vegas, Chanel showed up and started stalking him.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
All right. I met Vincent in November of 2020. We met on a dating app, Judge Mathis, which was a new experience for me all in itself. We had a great conversation. We connected instantly, and within a few days, he gave me his number. Within a week or so, we were meeting face to face. So I drove over the bridge to meet with him for the first time.
What bridge?
Skyway Bridge.
Skyway?
Okay. Skyway Bridge, yes, sir.
St. Pete?
St. Pete. Okay.
I lived there.
Did you? Okay.
Go ahead.
And so.
I had a vacation home there.
Oh, okay.
All my family's from St. Pete, Tampa area. They all lived there. I have about 40 relatives.
Okay, cool.
Just left there a few weeks ago, 3 weeks before that, a few weeks before that. So
all right.
I'm always down there.
Well, hopefully all the St. Pete apples don't fall from the same tree.
That's
but
right.
Anyway, so I drove over to meet him face to face.
Point.
Okay, I drove over to meet him face to face for the first time, and honestly, it was like we had known each other forever.
Where you stay, off 22nd or something?
No, I'm a Pinellas Point guy too.
Pinellas Point?
Mm-hmm.
You a rich man.
So anyway, Judge,
Go ahead.
like I said, I drove over.
Apartments down there.
I drove over to meet him, and we connect. It was like we known each other forever. It was a good time, and immediately he wanted to be exclusive. Like I said, it was something new for me. Even the connection that we had was new. So immediately, there were red flags that I ignored, to be perfectly honest with you. And
like what?
So like him just being flirtatious on social media, him not.
How did you know what he was doing on social media?
Because we friended each other on all our social media.
Okay, and you were following him. Mm-hmm. And what type of flirtations would he do, knowing that he's dating you? What
exactly. So he's making flirtatious comments up under women's posts. So
what was he saying?
He was saying all kind of stuff. I'll show you later if you want to know. So stuff like that. And again, just like we're just getting to know each other, but I'm getting to know his daily routine, that type of thing. But him I can't reach him on the phone sometimes, him canceling, dates that we have kind of like at the last minute. Nonetheless.
This is how far into your dating?
This is within the first, this is going on the first few months.
A few months?
Yes,
okay.
Going on the first few months.
Mm-hmm. Let me get some info from him and then I'll get back. Sir?
How you doing today, Judge?
Good.
I've been a big fan of yours and the show, and I also am familiar with you being from St. Pete, so you can take it a little easy on me today.
All right.
But Chanel and I started dating back in November of last year, and truthfully speaking, she's truly one of the most controlling, almost so controlling to a point where she's somewhat delusional.
Yeah, I just heard her say she wanted to know your schedule. I was just getting to learn his schedule.
I said learn.
She was a little assertive in her testimony. Every time I say something, she say, yeah, well, let's get back to what I was saying.
If I miss a phone call, it's hell to pay.
I see.
I might have to, she's either going to block me, curse me out, or put me on timeout punishment or something. For missing a phone call, I'm an auto broker. I don't have a set schedule. Some days are going to be longer than others. Some days I don't have to do anything to do.
Depending on who she is, huh?
Oh. No, depending on who the client is.
Oh, the client. That's
client. Yes, sir.
The client.
There you go.
All right.
It's just the client. It's just the client. And on back in November, I fell asleep at her house with my phone open. She went through my phone. She seen some things. And
a lot of things.
What she seen was an innocent conversation between me and a friend.
How long had you all been dating by that time?
Like 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay, you might have to detangle sometimes when you meet someone that you really like. I would assume there's a period in which you have to let somebody down. And sometimes you gotta let them down easy. When I first met Linda, I was dating somebody in college, and I had to let them down.
Them conversations.
Because I like Linda.
Judge
and
Mathis.
it took a minute.
She
Judge
had to
Mathis.
let
I
them
was
down too,
jibbling
Your
and
Honor.
Judge
dabbling a
Mathis.
little.
She had to let somebody down too, Your
Them
Honor.
conversations didn't look like let down. Them conversations look like what's up.
Lift up.
Your
He
Honor.
was pulling his hand out the lion's mouth
No, he
slowly.
got to snatch it when he dealing with me. He better snatch it up out of there. Especially how hard he
there
came.
you go, like he said. Well, when
Especially
he's dealing with me, he better snatch
when he
it from
came
out there.
hard. Judge Mathis, he came hard at me. So therefore, all his other actions should be just as hard. That's the way I see it. Go ahead, Vince.
Oh, man, please.
See, I don't even
How long
know.
did y'all stay together?
I don't even know who to look at or who to answer to.
Right. That's right. You don't know whether to look at me and answer to me or to look at her and answer to her. See what she say? Go ahead, Vince.
So since she said it, like, you know, Your Honor, like I say, she seen things in my phone, but what she seen me as being an active participant in, it all predated her. And Your Honor, just for when she said about flirting, any conversation or any interaction she deems as flirting.
Did you see anything that said, that was good last night?
Oh, I definitely.
Maybe it wasn't good. That was horrible last night.
No, but I saw things that indicated that there had been meetups, women calling him daddy, he's talking to old women, new women, women he hadn't met before. I'm tall, dark, like you like him. He was doing the most. The most.
Go ahead.
Nonetheless, when I went through it, I saw what I shared with you, and I woke him up and I told him he got to go. He been lying to me in my face, like literally, like it hurt. And he had to go. I was done with him. Get up and get up out of here.
Your Honor.
You're pretty broken up about it.
I was.
How long were you all together? 2 months?
3 months at that time.
That was a long relationship.
It was, Judge, don't do me like that. It was. He came hard at me.
Don't you like what?
3 months is like forever with me. This ain't no chance that I give nobody. I opened my whole life up to this man, my family, my friends, my kids, my home, every part of my life.
3 months.
You right. You absolutely right.
You right.
You absolutely right.
You don't
That's
know
why I'm
nothing
here
about
today.
somebody in 3 months.
You right.
Even if
You
they
absolutely
stand
right.
with you every night.
You right, which he
To
almost
put
was.
things in perspective, Judge, if you can turn to page 3, when how she's talking about the 3 months, you can just see how she thinks about time.
You called me 11 minutes after you text me. 11 minutes feel like 11 years when I'm waiting to hear from my baby. Oh, yeah. Don't play with me, Vincent.
Hey, Your
Judge,
Honor,
that
I was
might-
in the barber's chair, laid back, getting my face shaved, and she blocked me for 11 hours.
Back to the story. I give him another chance after the February we go through the phone. After that, it was just one thing after another after another. We're working, trying to rebuild trust. So just continue to try to work on it. Just really did mess me up. And, and he'll say, I'm controlling, I'm this, is that, and the other. But he didn't have to deal with those things that first 3 months, which is why he was with me those first 3 months, which is why you'll see on my evidence on page 2, Judge Mathis, after I went in his phone and put him out, the first thing that he said, I'm wrong, dead A wrong, not stroking my ego, none of this can't or nowhere turn this man around, and it's all on me. If it was stuff that predated me, what he apologizing for? I want to be with you and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to my controlling self. So, like I said, just through the different incidences that continued on over the next couple of months of us trying to, he got upset that I put him out one time, kicked the door while I was putting his stuff. It ended up hitting me, just different, everything. It was like always something. You know, just
So
what
for
I
all
told
this,
you
you
earlier.
want how much money?
So I want $2,041 back, Judge.
What's the $41?
So the 41. Well, where I'm from, when you growing up, when you turn whatever age you turn, that's how much money like your family would give you. So he was turning 41. So I extended an olive branch, gave him $41 for lunch. I sent it to her for lunch. I want that back too, Judge.
Okay, all right. Unfortunately, the law doesn't allow that. When a gift is complete, it's his. It's no longer yours. So that's out. What's the $2,000 for?
So the $2,000 is just for the emotional distress that I experienced just trying to.
In 3 months.
In 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It started in 3 months.
It
so.
started in.
And you allowed it to continue.
I did.
Okay.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
you want $2,000 for it. Something that happens to every single person after adolescence. They have relationship problems. Every single person in the history of the world after age 12 have relationship problems. Yet you want $2,000 for yours.
I do.
Okay. So let's see how that works out.
Okay.
What's your counterclaim? How does she owe you for $1,000?
Harassment, and I would like to say aggravated stalking.
Tell me.
Your Honor, during the time of after April and between my birthday, I was trying to, make up because I didn't want to hurt her. I really do love the woman. So I didn't want to hurt her. I was trying everything I could to, let's get together, let's do something. So I had some family turning 30. They were going to Vegas. So I was like, hey, let's go to Vegas. You know what I mean? Let's go to Vegas. Things happening in between to going to Vegas, like, she would get mad at me and things of that nature. So the day it was time to buy the plane tickets, I asked her. She didn't like the manner I asked her. She's telling me, if you wanted me to go, you would have just bought the ticket, so I'm not going. And then I was like, you sure you're not going? So I still bought my ticket and extended my stay.
Stop lying. Y'all planned and booked that trip when we were not together.
I bought my ticket and extended my stay. She and I didn't talk anymore until Saturday morning at 2:30 a.m.
Why we ain't talk, Vince?
Because she was mad at me. She thought I was in Vegas with another woman while she was supposed to be there with me. So we're going into Flamingo Casino. It's like 2:30 in the morning, West Coast time. I get a phone call. Hey, are you in bed? No, I'm in the casino. What's up? She hangs up the phone. So for the next 2.5 hours, I'm getting phone calls, text messages while I'm at the roulette table, Your Honor.
What?
Boy,
where you at? What are you doing?
Exactly.
Who are you with?
You have any of those text messages
Please
today?
show us.
What page?
Well, page 2.
To see that.
Well, page 1 and 2 are the messages of her
You show
letting
a
me know.
picture of the.
Where's
on
the
the roulette
messages
table.
of me
Where you
harassing you about where you at?
This is you asking.
Yes, because she sent me a picture of the casino I'm playing roulette in.
So you know where I'm at. Why you asking?
But Your Honor, I hadn't talked to her in 4 days. She told me her and her girlfriends were going somewhere else.
So you feel she was stalking you in the sense that she didn't give you notice? What are you saying? Harassed you how?
Well, Your Honor, she was supposed to come with me. She didn't come with me, and her 2 cousins were literally following me
How
and my
much do
cousin.
you want for her not coming with you?
$1,000.
Okay, because
For
she didn't
emotional
go with
distress from the emotional terrorist, Your Honor.
Oh, not emotionally.
for taking the pitch. What did she do to you, sir? when
She
got
literally ruined my time in Vegas.
there? How? What did she do? The text?
No, Your Honor, she was like literally calling me, like wanting me to come take care of her because she done got too drunk and just like I had plans for Vegas that didn't include her that weekend.
Okay, so
and now that's,
having to go and take care of her?
Yes, sir.
All right, you were forced to do it?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so you entered that harassment on your own.
Pretty
Now
much.
you want money for it. All right. The end of this story is neither one of you get a dime. Both your claims are dismissed. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
The first time I met you, I wasn't lying to you about how I felt. That's the main reason why I never left. That's the reason why I still fight. I love you. You know you're my baby. So it's like...
Y'all bring the judge back, please, because it's contradiction already. He just told the judge one thing, now he love me and I'm still his baby. What, Judge?
Plaintiff Tawana Williams and her daughter Diana Saunders say the defendant is Tawana's aunt. And after Tawana's father became ill, the defendant tricked him into going to a nursing home. And she left him there for 2 years. Tawana is suing her aunt for stolen money and emotional distress. Defendant Mary Corbett and her husband William insist Mary had to step in and care for her ailing brother because Tawana neglected to do so. Mary's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Mary Sue Corbett was one of my favorite aunts up until 2010. My father had a stroke. He's paralyzed on his left side. He can't walk. He has speech impairment. And my mom passed away in 2016. I took care of her till she passed away. My mom's dying wish was that I don't let my dad go into the nursing home, and I made her a promise. After my mom passed away, my aunt, Mary Sue, she came over like a vulture to get my dad.
This was when? In 2016?
Yes. And she got my dad. She told him it was going to be for 3 months in rehab. When she put him in rehab, she left him in there for over 2 years. She never did go back and get him out or none of that.
Where were you at during this time?
At that time, me and my dad was having problems. We wasn't getting along.
Okay.
And he feel his sister, that's his sister, you know, she could do no wrong. He trusts her, which I understand that. That being said, I gave up my life. I took care of my dad. I took my dad out of the nursing home, brought him to my 1-bedroom apartment. I stopped working. I stopped doing everything to take care of my dad.
In 2018?
In 2019.
19?
Everything was fine. I was told that I can get more services for my dad by putting everything in his name because he was a senior citizen. I did that. When I did that, he got low-income housing. He had a Section 8 certificate. They gave him a Section 8 certificate. I went out and found us a place for a 2-bedroom. I became his live-in aide, so my income didn't matter. So, with that being said, Mary Sue was his payee.
How did that come about? Or because you all weren't getting along when he got his Social Security?
Yes, I guess it's like he's the dad and I'm the daughter. So he didn't feel that I had the right to tell him what he should and shouldn't be doing.
Understood.
So that's why it was a back and forth thing with the payee.
Let me get some background from your aunt and then we'll get back to further. Ma'am?
Well, Your Honor, this is my niece, Tawana, which is my brother's daughter. My brother became ill in 2010, and he went to a nursing home, which he stayed in that nursing home until...
Who placed him there?
He went there from the hospital because they was doing the therapy, rehab. But then he went to their house. Her mother, they had a house. They lived in another...
How long did he stay there in the rehab?
He stayed in the rehab probably about a year.
Would they have allowed him to leave earlier than that?
Yes. No one out of the family, which is Tawana and her mother and her brothers and them, got him out the nursing home. They left him in the nursing home. And when he did get out, he went to the house, and he sit over there with very little care. And
went
so
to whose house?
He went to the daughter and the mother, and
they were all staying together.
They was all staying together, and they begin to. I knew that he needed some help, assistant help, and he could get help like from from SSI Medicare or whatever. So after they got him out, he sit over there for a whole year with no kind of help. He would call me and tell me that he need this from the store. Would I go get it? I would go shopping for this man when he had 3 grown children.
So for that, you think they abandoned him in the house? What are you saying they did wrong taking care of him? Because he called you to go to the store for him? That makes you think that they were being neglectful? I'm missing something.
They wasn't helping him into...
They weren't helping him go to the store that one time when he called you?
No, they wasn't helping him with the home care.
Tell me what he said they weren't doing for him, man.
They wasn't bathing him. They wasn't bathing.
He told you that?
Huh?
He told you that?
That's what he told me. He told me.
And how long did you let him stay under that condition where he wasn't getting bathed?
That's when I told him, I said, you can get SSI.
What that got to do with bathing? I thought your concern was bathing. You done switched over from the bathing to the money.
I thought you said, no.
He said, baby, they ain't bathing me no more. They ain't washing me. You say, well, you know you can get that SSI and you can throw me a little of it when you get it. Baby, I'm calling you about getting washed up. What you talking about? All right, that's a beautiful thing. I'm going to make sure that happens. In the meantime, when that SSI come and how much is it going to be? Because if it's the right amount, you can move over here with me. You tell me what happened.
Well, Judge, he was in the house with all of them, and they was not giving him support. That's when I told him, I said, you can get SSI.
What that got to do with bathing? I thought your concern was bathing. You done switched over from the bathing to the money. Baby, I'm calling you about getting washed up. What you talking about? All right, that's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna make sure that happens. In the meantime, when that SSI come and how much is it gonna be? Because if it's the right amount, you can move over here with me.
Defendant Mary Corbett and her husband William are being sued by their niece, who claims Mary stole stimulus money from her ailing father.
What do you want to say,
Excuse
man?
me, Honor. During this, when he had first, the reason why he had Wednesday, I was his payee at the time. I stayed around the corner. I'm his granddaughter, Deanna.
Okay, what's your name? Stay in it,
Deanna
I'm sorry.
Saunders. Deanna Saunders.
All right, go ahead.
So I only became the payee because my grandma and my mom, they were working. They didn't have the time, like majority of the time I sit with him. My granny stayed right around the corner during this time. So he was in rehab. He was in rehab, but he was supposed to get out. At this time, me and her, we had switched from me being a payee to her because she felt like she can do a better job. And at this time, not my mom, my auntie.
Your aunt?
She became a payee. He ended up going to rehab. He was supposed to get out of rehab. She left him in there. She never got him out. So then they got to calling my mom because he had gave them my mom number. They called her. So then
When did she become payee?
I was a payee.
What
was in
year?
21.
When did you start?
January of 21.
And when did your aunt begin?
She was 2019, after I got my dad out the nursing home. I was his payee in 2019, and then it flip-flopped back because he felt that he needed all his money. So I say in 2020, she was his payee. It was back and forth. It was a battle of me and her being his payee.
A battle?
Yes, back and forth, because my dad feel he's my dad. I'm not supposed to tell him what he should and shouldn't be doing. That's better for him because of his health. So he didn't like that. So he wanted his sister to be his payee again, and she was filling his head up with lies. I became his guardian on the 30th of October of 2020. I became his power of attorney of 2013, July.
We're talking, let's stay with October 20th.
Yes, I
You were
became his guardian. Yes, sir.
And conservative as well, taking care of his money?
Yes.
All right. And when did that change?
When he went to the hospital, he had pneumonia, and by her not paying his bills and turning in his documents, his verification of income to his apartment manager in a timely fashion, he lost his Section 8, Your Honor. So he had nowhere else to go but the nursing home because he didn't want to live, he didn't want me.
You never lost your guardianship?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're still the guardian?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I don't see what the struggle is if you're currently the guardian.
My daddy was accusing me of stealing his stimulus payments, all of his stimulus checks. I never received one. And this was we were staying together. I would never take from my dad.
I'm just going with what we have for the law. The law is that you are guardian and you have responsibilities over all of his affairs. So if she interrupted that authority that you have and cost him money as a result, then you as power of attorney and guardian are allowed to collect it. That's what it sounds like we're doing today, is you're attempting to, as guardian, want to collect money that was used by someone else without your permission.
Yes.
All right, that's what it's about here. So tell me what money you're suing, alleging she stole. You're probably using the wrong word, but what do we have? What are you suggesting?
I'm suing Mary Sue Corbett, my aunt, for $3,200 for stimulus payments that my daddy didn't receive, that was direct deposited into an account that she had.
How did she get the account?
They had the IRS. I called the IRS, and the lady told me that her address is the only account that they had on file at that time. So all the stimulus payments went direct deposit to her.
But how does she have a separate account from you as guardian?
Because she was my dad's payee at one point in time. So they still had that on file with the IRS. Now, when they first sent out the first stimulus payment, I got mine. And I told my dad, I said, your sister finna get your stimulus payments. They just sent mine in a check. Yours will probably be on a money card or go direct deposit to a bank. And he said, call her. So I called his sister, and he asked her about stimulus payments. She said she didn't get none of the payments. She kept saying this until all the payments was, till they sent all the stimulus out.
Approximately when did she start saying she didn't get any? You
I
said he called her, and she said, I didn't get any. What,
I say
mid-month
around,
or what?
Probably January.
January of this year?
2021. She was his payee. It was back and forth. It was a battle of me and her being his payee.
A battle?
Yes, back and forth, because my dad feel he's my dad. I'm not supposed to tell him what he should and shouldn't be doing because of his health. So he didn't like that. So he wanted his sister to be his payee again, and she was filling his head up with lies.
Defendant Mary Corbett and her husband William are being sued by their niece, who claims Mary stole stimulus money from her ailing father.
Go ahead.
And from the day the stimulus came out till all three came out, he was telling me that I stole all three of his checks because she told him that I received them all. Mary Sue told my dad on the phone, and I heard her tell him that your daughter got all your stimulus checks. I didn't receive
Hear from
nothing.
you, ma'am.
Your Honor, this girl just standing over here telling all kind of stories, lies. When I became my brother paid in 2020, that's when he had told me that Tawana, which is his daughter, she's not paying the bill. And Your Honor, I have at the address that they was living at, I have the printout of the bills was not getting paid.
What bills are they?
These are the rent bills when they was living in that apartment. And I have all the rent receipts to where I was paying at that address while they was living in that house, and I was her dad payee. He wanted me to be paid because she would not pay the bills. She wasn't the guardian. She was
She was.
She was just the payee.
She said she's still currently the guardian.
If she's still the guardian, Judge, how is the nursing?
Don't tell me. Go ahead. How
The
is it
nursing
what?
home that he's in, they are getting his check. They took it from her. They took the check from her.
What do you mean took it from her?
They the payee now. His check goes to the nursing home because Tawana was the payee. But the nursing home told me that she didn't want to cooperate because she owed them.
That's not really a relevant point. The relevant point is what happened to the monies that came from the government, and did you have authority? So I'll allow you to continue with what happened and why did you keep the monies from the stimulus?
The reason I kept the money is because I went to my brother and told him that his policy that I had been paying out of my pocket. I said, well, no. First I said, do you want me to tell Wani that your money came on my card? He said no. I said, well, I'm going to take it and pay me back for the money that was coming out of my pocket.
No, that's right. Go ahead.
I said, pay me back and then take the rest of the money and pay on your policy. So that's what he agreed.
What was owed to you?
What was owed to me was $730-something.
That's the only money you spent on his behalf? Was it insurance policy?
Right. I was getting my money back, and I was going to take.
I got that. I'm just asking you a question. Is that the only money you spend on his behalf?
Right.
All right. And when did you first get that policy?
The policy, when I first got the policy,
Yes,
was 2014.
All right. At whose request?
His.
Okay. And who was the beneficiary?
Me, Mary Corbett.
Not his children.
No, Honor, because I had asked her. I said, Tawana.
Do you want some money when he
No,
died?
no,
And she
no,
said,
no.
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 You keep, I don't want none of that insurance
No.
money. You keep it all.
No.
I knew you took it out of his payments. I know you took it from his little bitty Social Security money that he gets, his SSI, because he's disabled. And so you decided to spend money on an insurance policy that he can't afford with his little disability check. And then you will be the beneficiary at that.
No, Your Honor, it was not about that. I had asked her that he need a policy in which she take it out. She didn't take it out because I'm the one that, most of in my family, when something happened, I'm the one that
Do you
stands
have any
up.
evidence that he told you to take it out and that you would be the only beneficiary to his money?
Because,
Do you have any evidence, ma'am?
do I have an...
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Okay, I don't believe that. I just don't believe he stayed that angry with his family. That sounds like something very angry, and that sounds like an anger that would have to last for a long time, a deep anger and resentment for his children and his grandchildren. And so he would leave everything to you over his grandchildren, over his children. He must have been mad with all of them for an extended amount of time, because not only did he just do it one day, he did it another day. He thought about it another day. How long has it been? He's thought about it for years and still ain't finished being mad. What y'all do to him? He's still been mad all these years because she's still the beneficiary. You ain't got nothing coming. So he would leave everything to you over his grandchildren, over his children. He must have been mad with all of them for an extended amount of time. He's thought about it for years and still ain't finished being mad. What y'all do to him? He's still been mad all these years because she's still the beneficiary. You ain't got nothing coming.
Defendant Mary Corbett and her husband William are being sued by their niece, who claims Mary stole stimulus money from her ailing father.
What's that?
Your Honor, my father told me he got that policy for his kids. She told my uncle, which is her brother, that is too much money for me to handle. The money would not be just for me, it would be for the rest of my siblings. I gave up my life to take care of my dad. And all I want to know is from you, what did I do to you to make you treat me the way you've treated me? Because you sitting over there with a smug grin on your face like it's funny.
Sure is.
When I did everything for my dad, all you do is sit back and collect his money. You didn't go to no doctor's appointments. You did not do none of that. You didn't buy enough food. You gave him food to eat by mouth, and he's not supposed to eat or drink nothing by mouth. You and your husband. So what was you really trying to do? You put your name on there as beneficiary number one. My mom, Hattie Mae Williams, was number one, and he said I was number two. Why would he give you anything and you don't do anything for him? You stay 2 blocks from where he's living at in the nursing home. You don't go see him. You don't do none of that. And you sitting over there laughing, you's a Pinocchio. You's a puppet on a string.
His name Pinocchio. Why you laughing?
Cause he don't do nothing. She runs
That's
the
your
show.
name, right?
My name?
Uh-huh.
No.
That's not Pinocchio? Why you calling him?
Judge.
Because he's a puppet on a string.
Oh.
He doesn't. I don't even know why he's
I thought his
standing
name
up
was
there.
Pinocchio when he's
I don't even know why he's
over
standing
there
there.
laughing at you.
Cause that's what they did when she would call my dad's phone, and he's being mean and nasty and obnoxious to me because she's telling him he needs to put me out.
What's your emotional distress? 5,000. What did she do to you?
I have.
No, I'm saying to her. She's asking.
Your Honor,
I know what she did to you.
She's
It's clear.
doing because she's sitting up here lying.
Okay.
I got all this evidence that when she was living.
All I need is one piece of evidence,
Okay.
and that is that he told you you could spend his money on an insurance policy or take money out of his account and give it to yourself based on reimbursing some insurance policy that I haven't seen yet. Do you have the policy?
Yeah, I had the policy.
Okay, what page?
Oh, you mean the policy where he told me?
The policy that you stole that you took the money to pay for.
The insurance company.
Oh,
You hustling. What's that?
She said that one of the policies that she had in 2014, she said that was collapsed, and now she has burial insurance. How'd she get that?
Your Honor,
Yes.
could you look at page 20?
What is it showing me?
It's showing you that my
And this
uncle.
is not a policy.
No,
Anything
no.
else? I asked you for a
Oh,
policy, ma'am. I'm not gonna keep doing this.
Okay, here's the
You gave me
policy.
some handwritten note from somebody
Page 3.
saying to whom it may concern.
Page
It's the last chance, ma'am. This is it.
Page 3 of the policy.
This is your life insurance policy. All your important papers are here. $80 a month. Whole life benefit, $10,000. Doesn't show the beneficiary.
Okay, page 4.
Has the beneficiary on there?
Page 4.
Now you read where it
But
says the beneficiary.
No, it don't, but the policy.
Ma'am, show me something that has beneficiary on it, not the front page. I need the most important part of a policy. Who is the beneficiary? You left that out. You didn't give it to me. Is there a reason that you're withholding the most important part?
No,
Okay,
sir.
there's no reason.
Defendant Mary Corbett and her husband William are being sued by their niece, who claims Mary stole stimulus money from her ailing father.
Your claim fails because you don't have the evidence that is needed, and you have admitted that you took $3,200 of her father's money and used it on insurance policy that you should have gotten approval from her for, because that is a purchase of business affairs and she has authority over that. You just received the money. You were to go to her and you did not. And you are here today giving me testimony that is unreasonable and doesn't sound true.
Okay.
So therefore, I'm going to dismiss your claim and I'm going to grant yours. Good luck to you guys.
I still love you, but I really want to know why you did this to me. Like, you know I was taking care of my dad, and you standing over there laughing for what? What are you here for?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you. Why are you here?
Juanita, I love you too.
No, you
man.
don't. You couldn't. You didn't.
I love you.
I take care of your brother.
You done stood.
I was taking care of your brother. It's okay.
One of you ought to quit it.
You got God.
One.
You got God to answer to.
I mean, you ought to cut it out.